Welcome to the Success Pick and Mix podcast with me, Nikki Raby. I began this podcast in 2018 and I've produced over 400 episodes with an emphasis on dreaming and doing. But I know there is so much more to building a business and life that you love. It's definitely a work in progress. For the last 25 years, I've built a portfolio career as an actor, personal branding coach, writer, speaker, and podcaster. I love my pick and mix and curating my personal brand. I want to support you to create success on your terms. I've helped over 1,000 people to build a personal brand, and yes, I will be sharing with you business strategies around planning, packaging, presenting, and propelling your personal brand. But there is so much more to my work than that. I'm not interested in formulas, templates, or sleazy pants sales techniques. You know the ones. Instead, how would it feel to do things your way that align with your personality, circumstances, and goals? I'm going to be sharing conversations with some of my favorite people who are creating success on their terms to provide inspiration and encouragement. Also, there will be mini episodes where I take you behind the scenes, sharing how-tos, my coaching toolkit, chats about mindset, money, building momentum, and all through storytelling. After all, my clients have been known to call me the Queen of Analogies. So, thank you in advance for spending some time with me. Feel free to subscribe to be notified of the next episodes and follow across social media at Nikki Raby. You can catch up on previous episodes via my website, nikkiRaby.com, and also pick and mix, if you like, from my freebie shop. Right, let's crack on and start today's episode. Hello and welcome to part 2 of this mini series, all about a gig that I did 3 years ago and how it was quite transformational in terms of really cracking open a speaking career. And it's one that I absolutely love. I'm so passionate about supporting you to really make your brand sing and to share your message. And I want to help you in that process. If you're listening and you're like, yep, I need speaking to really work for me, or I want to make it part of my 2022 strategy, there is a free masterclass, a brand new one on my homepage, nikkiRaby.com. So go and check that out. Also, if you haven't listened to part 1 of this, I would really recommend that you do so as well, because it will make sense because I'm taking you through the journey of it. So yesterday I talked about actually landing the gig and what that looked like and what that process was. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about what it looks like on that morning, on that day. I'm just going to write, this is live moment. Okay, sorry, I've just thought of something else, so I'm writing it down. Here we go. So on the day, I knew, I think it was a Friday actually, that I was speaking. But I knew that this was, and this is the difficult thing as well, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about this in terms of your pricing and all of that to do with speaking, because actually what you can earn in that speaking hour or 35 minutes, somebody might think, my goodness me, that is absolutely ludicrous, like that is way beyond the minimum wage, or you're just saying a few words, like this seems like a big amount of money. And yes, it is if you just looked at it as a standalone hour, but it isn't that. It really isn't. And actually there was probably, oh gosh, I couldn't even, I'm going to say 10, just throwing it out there, of hours that would be required for me to deliver what it was that I wanted to do. And that's from the prep, that's from organizing the slides, that's from going back and forth with videographers, that's talking in emails, or doing stuff on the day, or posing for photographs, or doing some additional press. Like there's so many other things that go on. And so even though your temptation might be like, oh, it's just an hour of speaking, I've written down the importance that I needed to do actually of keeping the day, either side of that speaking gig, quite chilled. And of course, there were other commitments that I had in terms of other work and various things. But what I was meaning is that I almost saw those as travel days and making sure that I was prepared. So I didn't want to wake up on the morning of the event going, oh, I don't know what I'm going to wear today. Like, I was really prepared in advance. And I think that is really great for focus as well, because if you are running your own gig and mostly you are the person doing everything, you can feel like you're being pulled in all kinds of directions. And when you are a speaker and the spotlight goes on you, you are the only person who can deliver. You are the only person who can do what you said that you were going to do. So wherever you can, keep everything else simple and try and distract as much stress, I would say. Don't add to your plate, certainly take away. The second thing I want to say is get there early and suss it out. So this, again, might not be particularly convenient, or you might have other stuff, or you might be one of these people who was me definitely 10 years ago, who would try and cram as much into a day as possible. And that is not the day to do that. And I've realized that if I want to work at excellence, which I guess is my goal as well, is I got there early. I walked the space. I set myself up in the green room. I just took time to meet the people that I wanted to do. I didn't want to be one of these people who turned up in a frenzied fashion of like, hi, great, is there anywhere I can eat? Like, oh gosh, I don't know where my outfit is and what's happening. I took that time to really understand what the look and the feel of it was going to be. And actually that put my mind at rest quite a lot, of being able to see the space. I got to see some other talks as well. So being immersed in that was really, really key. One additional thing I want to say on that is keep people up to date with your movements. So quite often with these gigs, they'll book a car for you. And that quite often happens with acting and things like that. Usually you will get a call sheet. So if you know that you're stuck in traffic, for example, there will be a number on there of who your contact is for the day. Let them know, rather than getting to the point of like, I think Nikki Raby was supposed to be here, but she's not turned up. Has anybody seen her? And suddenly that panic starts to become associated with your name. So keep people up to date with what they need and why. Number 3, stay really grounded. And this might be pulling out all your tricks of stuff that you need to do to stay grounded and calm. In these scenarios, it can be very tempted to get swept along with the excitement and I guess the sort of ego side of it, like, oh my gosh, I'm speaking here, and oh, there's a celebrity, and oh, I'm going to meet that person, oh, how brilliant, and oh, that kind of stuff. And already, I mean, I'm feeling it as I'm talking to you about it. As soon as I get into that, my breath goes up, I start to feel a bit more in my head, and I'm not being as clear as I want to be. So my grounding and calming techniques are, first and foremost, rather glamorously, make sure that I was eating and drinking plenty. Make sure that I've really fed my body. And to be really mindful about protecting your energy. So there were certainly those moments, like even like an hour before, where I knew I had to make myself, even if like somebody really fabulous came in, it was time for me to go, no, you're here to do a job, move yourself away, not in a kind of diva way, but concentrate on what it is that you're going to be doing. Also, I always get to a point where I turn my phone off, because people will be like, hi, I'm in the audience, I'm doing all of this. And already you can get those butterflies of like, oh gosh, I hope they can find their seat. Or, you know, I'm looking for your mum. Like, I thought your mum would be here. I can't, oh, don't worry, I found her. You don't want to have that drama in advance of preparing for something that you have to do. Number 4, what do you need to do in order to deliver in the way that you want to? Again, people are not paying you just to be there and like have a nice time. They're paying you to do a job. They want you to produce a talk where people go, wow, oh, wow, that was, we've got to book this girl again. Like she she said stuff in a different way. And we love that so much. Like, you want that experience to be the case. You don't want it to be like, oh, she was really nice or she was really chatty. You want to have actually delivered the transformation or the information or the expertise or the advice or the information, whatever it might be. So again, don't forget that you're there to do a job. Don't forget you're there to give information. And I guess this leads into the fifth one of make sure that you're really good at what you do. Over prepare, rehearse, get feedback, look at different ways that you can do it. Try on the shoes that you're going to wear. Think about the stuff that could potentially go wrong and what are you going to do? How are you going to make this work? Really give yourself plenty of time with the technology. So suddenly what might happen is somebody goes, here's a clicker for your slides and this is what you do, and they give you a kind of a rushed situation. And you want to make sure that you've got that time so you can really suss it, so you know what you need to do. Maybe you need to think about making sure you've got plenty of time, like me, who's got a lot of hair, making sure you've got plenty of time to do your hair so your microphone or your jewelry is not going to interfere with that. So really thinking about all those things you need to do to deliver and do what you say that you're going to do. Also, that sense of being responsible for yourself. So I'm never thinking, gosh, I hope somebody gives me some water in case I feel really dehydrated. I've got my water bottle there. I've got the things that I need. I've got a bag that really works for me that I'm going to be able to work with for my slides and for my presentation. And so I guess don't be reliant on anybody else in that situation. And a kind of bonus part of that is also you might have to carry other people as well, because especially if you're booked in this situation of being the expert speaker, they are looking or assuming that you're going to come with that absolute professionalism. And I guess having a 30-year acting career, I've learned how to do that and how to work that. And I always think back to like this time when I was about 9 and I was on stage, and it wasn't like a professional production, but it was a high-end production sort of locally. It wasn't just like a school play. It was like in a big theatre and all the rest of it. And I remember a big piece of scenery almost fell on my head and I had to hold it like this. And I was still delivering my lines, and I was kind of looking. There were loads of dads on the side of the stage, and I was like, do any of you want to come and help with this? Can you do something? So I know that I have that capacity to always have one eye on other stuff that needs to happen, or if somebody's forgotten a line, or if they've dropped something, or their chair is not in the right position. You know, you always have, I guess, as an actor, that kind of other eye checking out what's happening. And I remember on this particular day, there was quite a young lad who, I think it was maybe his first gig, or he was an intern, and he was doing my microphone. And he suddenly looked at me and he was like, I can't get it to work. Oh, I don't know what to do. And I saw the panic in his face. And I'm sure there would be some people who would go into diva territory of like, well, you just need to sort it. Like, how am I going to do this? And like bring more drama to it. And my responsibility at that point was like, don't worry, we'll sort it. And if we can't, I'll shout. Like, it's all good. Don't worry. And my role in that was to calm the other person down. So those are some really important, even though they're quite simplistic tips of who you want to be on the day. Because remember, people talk. And if you are that lovely person to work with, if you are professional, if you do what you say that you're going to do, you're going to get booked again and again. Equally, if you don't do the things, your email or your phone calls are going to go quite quiet. Anyway, that's it for today. Go and check out that masterclass. It's going to be really key for you if you're thinking about booking gigs in the first, second, third quarter of next year. Now is the time to do it. And again, I am not about that life of going, well, I've been doing Instagram lives for a little while. I'm sure people will find me. People are busy. People are busy, and let's make it easy for other people to say yes, because that's how we keep moving forward. So go over to my homepage, nikkiraby.com. You will find it there. Equally, if you want to join my course, Speak Up, you can go to nikkiraby.com/speak up, which is a speaking course which will take you through everything that you need to know. One thing that I must say as well is the price that is at, you will be able to reap that back in one speaking gig. I mean, it may not be the first one that you do, but certainly I have been paid that and beyond for one single gig. So it's going to be an investment that you will reap again and again and again. So I look forward to sharing part 3 with you. But for now, I'll say bye, and I'll catch you again very soon.